breaking this trope too. The first thing comes to mind is some unclean slaves, and our foreparents went through this, shown on ships like some type of uncivilized people. They love, brothers and sisters, this isn't history correctly. What we're seeing is what? An humiliation ritual. This is every time they show slaves or our history back then, this is what they pull out of their orifices. Did slavery happen? Absolutely. But were all the Israelites being portrayed like this? Weren't there free slaves? What we're seeing here, folks, is intentional. It's through the subconscious. It'll have our people believe, based on these images, that we are below all people. It's intentional, folks. That's why every other year or every 5 or 10 years, Hollywood pulls another African slave story out of their behinds. Because this isn't what? This isn't what a chosen people, this is not how a chosen people should be portrayed. So folks, this is intentional. And if you want to go to slave ships, there's no need for a picture. There's no need for a picture. First of all, the Bible says we would go into slave ships. But folks, it's not like history is telling us. They're using the most heinous conditions when it came to all this as an humiliation ritual. It's all what? Subliminal. It's all in the subconscious to have us believe that these people could actually subjugate us. That makes them the what? The authority, the more powerful. Right? So did slavery happen? Absolutely. But it wasn't as they are portraying it. Every time they show these images, it's degrading. That's intentional. But if you want to go to slave ships, let's go. Let's go to Deuteronomy 28 and 68. Deuteronomy 28 verse 68. Who are the Israelites? Well, if you want to use slavery, let's go there. Deuteronomy 68, where Moses told the Israelites, well, if you fail to uphold God's law, moral, civil, dietary, and ceremonial, if you reject the law that makes us above all people, then our God is going to put us, the future of your family, your children, under all people. So Israelites, according to the Bible, who are an ethnic group through genealogy, folks, had a choice. They could choose the blessing or the curse. The blessing places Israelites above all people, which means the Israelites would be what? The shot callers for the earth in the name of God. Either they'll be at the top or the bottom. Let's read Deuteronomy 28, verse 68. Let's read that.
Deuteronomy 28 and 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
With what?
With ships.
With ships. The first time the Israelites went into Egypt, they walked into Egypt. Jacob and the 70 souls. Exodus, the first chapter. But this second Egypt would be different. This second Egypt would be by the means of slave ships. See? Now, how do we know this? How do we know Egypt is not speaking of a territory in particular? Why? Because at this time, when Moses was living in the area, it was called the land of Mizraim. There was no name of Egypt until the Greeks renamed that area later. See, it wasn't called Egypt when Moses was there. It was called the land of Mizraim. So let's examine the biblical precept that gives us more in-depth understanding to what's going on with these slave ships. Elder Lawyer, if you will, let's go now to Exodus 13, verse 3. Let's read
Exodus 13:3. And Moses said unto the people, remember this day in which ye came out from Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
So what is Egypt? The house of bondage. When the Greeks later seen a lot of the great constructs that was built by the Israelites, they said, look at this. Look at this great bondage. Let's call it Egypt. A place where the children of Israel had to serve the Gentile nation until the God of Israel freed the Israelites from the hand of Pharaoh. And again, that Pharaoh name was not Ramesses. That's a lie. That's a lie. The Pharaoh name during the time of Moses' birth was Malol. M-E-L-O-L, Malol. And it was Anakim, his son, who refused to let the children of Israel go. Okay.